Today, I'm going to help you navigate one of the most popular tourist destinations in the country. And no, I'm not talking about Disney World. I'm talking about the Orlando International Airport. Ranked the 7th busiest airport in the U.S. and the busiest in Florida, Orlando International Airport, aka MCO, includes dozens of passenger airlines and offers nonstop flights to more than 160 destinations worldwide. If you've ever flown in or out of MCO, you already know it's one of the busiest airports in the country, with crowds that can rival a Disney park during peak season. The last thing you want is to be stressed out before you even get to your gate. So whether you're a first-time traveler or a frequent flyer, this video will help you navigate the Orlando airport like a pro. Those people are about to miss their flight. All right, and we have landed in Orlando, Florida. Not too bad of a flight for me. Almost 2 hours, a little bit more. I, of course, had my iPad with me, and today I decided to watch some TV instead of a movie. So I watched my favorite show, The Middle. So if anybody loves The Middle, you are my kind of people. First things first, what I'll tell you, for MCO, it's a big airport. Just look at the signs. There are signs everywhere if you're lost. They also have interactive signs around as well. We've landed in Terminal A. There are 3 terminals here in this airport. There's A, B, and C. Most of the time when I'm flying from Texas, I land in either A or B. Terminal C is more international flights, and it's the newer terminal. It's very nice. It has all the very nice, more popular, newer food options over there. This is the first little food area that we are walking past. There's a lot of good options here. Basically, your kind of cafeteria-style food hall. There's McDonald's. There's some other chain restaurants, but then there's also some that are only here in the airport. So there's a lot of grab-and-go options. There's alcohol, there's soda, there's stores to buy things that you might have forgotten, or maybe your headphones broke and you need a new pair, things like that. They have everything you could ever want or need in each terminal. Okay, now the next thing we need to talk about is how to get to the main terminal, because we're not even there yet. And that is the MCO tram right behind me, the first official ride of your Disney vacation. Okay, it's not the monorail to Magic Kingdom. It's not the Disney bus to whatever your first park of the day is. This is the first ride of your Disney vacation. Again, there are big signs everywhere. There are 2 little terminals. There's one on each side of you. They come every basically 4 minutes or so. You won't have to wait long. And it doesn't matter which one you get on. It's not a real Disney trip until I step foot on the MCO tram and hear Mayor Buddy Dyer welcome me to Orlando. You got it? All right, now is where things might get kind of tricky for you. So again, pay attention to the signs. We have gone past security. We are in the main terminal building. We can either go to the A side or the B side. There's 2 separate sides. Just pay attention to your boarding pass. Pay attention when the pilots are telling you what your bag claim is, your number. But actually, I've got a tip for you that will make remembering that even easier. My number 1 tip for flying into MCO is to download the official MCO app. This app is a lifesaver. If you are flying into Orlando or out of Orlando, you need to download this app. I know, another app. I get it, I understand. But this one is a lifesaver. You want to check security wait times? It's on the app. You want to find the nearest coffee shop? It's on the app. Need to figure out where your gate is? On the app. Bag claim? On the app. Everything is on this app. It has maps. You can put in your to from destination. It's got updates for you. This morning in Dallas, before I even boarded my flight, it was giving me updates on the time of arrival that we would land in Orlando. So this app is a lifesaver. Please download it. No matter if you've just landed at MCO and need to find bag claim, or if you're at the end of your magical vacation and need to find your gate home, this app has it all. It even has real-time parking updates to help you find a spot in the garage if you are driving your car. Prefer not to download the app? There are plenty of interactive kiosks and signs available to point you in the right direction. Now, no matter which side you come out of, which terminal, doesn't matter, there's going to be a big Disney store, and probably a Universal store, and a SeaWorld store, among many other stores as soon as you get off the plane. But here's tip number 2, is to not buy souvenirs first thing. Now, we even say this in the parks. Do not buy the first souvenir you see. Your kids are going to spot the first Mickey plush and they want it. Just tell them, hey, if you still love it in 3 days when we're back at the airport, we'll get it for you. But for the most part, they're going to find something they love even more actually in the theme parks. So don't think you have to buy a souvenir at the first Disney store you see. A lot of this stuff is general and you will be able to find it in the theme parks. There's not going to be anything that you can only find here at the Orlando airport. So again, take a look if you want. Maybe you see something that you really like, and then if you still have souvenir budget left over at the end of your trip, then you can come back right before your flight home and buy that last minute souvenir. Oh yeah, this is new to me. I haven't been to the airport since this is here. Epic Universe preview store. So if you want some Epic Universe merchandise, maybe you're not making it to Epic Universe this year but still want some merch, then you can get it here at the airport. I've got my MCO app pulled up. It is telling me my gate was 125, my bag claim is 11. Terminal A, so let's go get my bags. Okay, now here is where people start to get confused with the Orlando airport. So when you land, you are actually on level 3. I know that's crazy, doesn't make sense, but you are on level 3. So level 3 is also where you would enter when you're getting dropped off at the airport to get here for your flight. So right now we are on level 3. Okay, got it? Got it. So for bag claim, you're actually going to go down one floor to the second floor for bag claim. Again, I'm just going to show you there are signs everywhere to tell you where to go. There are elevators to go down to each level, but level 3 is where you start. Bag claim level 2, got my checked bag, and now I'm going to take you downstairs to level 1. Not that we need it today, but I need to show you level 1. Signs everywhere and lovely people helping to point you in the right direction. My bag is too big, we're not going to take the escalator, so we are going to take an elevator. So this is level 1, which is the ground transportation. There are a couple different options down here, and I'm going to show you each one so that you know exactly where you need to go. Level 1 is also where you will find car rental services. If you prefer to drive your own vehicle between the airport and Walt Disney World, MCO has no shortage of rental car options to make that happen. This might be a good option if you're staying off property like an Airbnb where you won't have direct transportation to the parks. You'll want to check out the rental car options available to you at MCO. Research online and look for details like whether they offer a rewards program or the opportunity to skip the rental car desk and head right to the parking garage to select a vehicle. Deciding whether or not to rent a vehicle can be tough. There are several variables to keep in mind, including cost to gas up or not to gas up upon returning to MCO, the cost to travel on Florida's toll roads between MCO and Disney World, parking fees at your Disney Resort hotel or wherever you're staying, and potential traffic woes like busy highways, challenging directions, and weather. Level 1 is also where you'll find Mears Connect. Mears has been a constant at MCO for decades, and you probably didn't even realize. Mears actually operated our beloved Magical Express service for the duration of its existence. Mears Connect merged with Sunshine Flyer and is now the only 24-hour shuttle service for arrivals and departures at all terminals of MCO. It offers 2 options, Standard and Express. Standard service is on a motor coach style bus, just like the Magical Express. Guests may have a short wait before departing, and they may have to wait through several resort drop-offs depending on the other passengers' needs and the bus route. Express, or premium service, promises a shorter wait to depart and direct service to your resort. The time savings is offset by a steeper price tag. And actually, I did test out the Mears Connect bus service last year, so I do have experience taking it from the airport to my resort hotel. I only did the standard service, so I did have to wait a little bit here at the airport for enough people to get in line to get on the bus, and then my resort was actually either the last or the second to last stop on the whole route. So it was a longer wait. I landed at MCO at 10:35 in the morning that day, and it was about 2 hours from my plane landing here at MCO to get to my Disney resort. So if you've got extra time, it's going to be cheaper to take the bus probably than an Uber. So price, keep that in mind. One of the newest and most exciting things to happen to the Orlando International Airport is the opening of the Brightline train station. You can now fly into Orlando and go to several other Florida cities by train. Brightline currently operates between Orlando International Airport and Miami with stations in West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, and Aventura. Now, I've yet to experience traveling by the Brightline train myself, but we've had AE team members ride, Quincy and Emma specifically, and you can read about their experience in the article I've linked down below. This could come in handy if you find cheaper fares to other Florida cities. Just fly into that city and hop on the train to Orlando. Okay, we're back on level 3. We were on level 1 for the car rentals, but I realized something. I'm on Terminal A. I'm on the A side. The spot for Mears Connect, which is buses, is Terminal B side. So I'm now going to take this opportunity to show you how easy it is to go from side A to side B. But just use your app like I told you to, and you would have known that you were on the wrong side before I knew. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so we just came up from that side on the A side. We are going to walk past security because we're not getting back on a plane, but we are going to walk to the other side to B. And now we are on level 1 on B side, and behind me back here is the spot to check in for Mears Connect. My hair is crazy, I'm so sorry. I had an early flight, don't judge me. All right, and now we are back on level 2, which is the rideshare level. So we are done inside the airport. We're about to head outside. Okay, let's talk about rideshare. Rideshare services have become very popular with Disney World and Universal in the past several years. These and taxis are the most direct way to travel if you do not want to rent a car. Rideshare services, aka Uber and Lyft, are relatively easy to access on property, but it can vary significantly in terms of cost. Variables like the number of passengers you have and car seats, if you need that, are a big factor and they make a big difference. Which brings me to tip number 3, and that is to compare Uber and Lyft prices, okay? Have them both downloaded on your phone. Maybe if you've got a big party traveling with you, have one person have Uber, have one person have Lyft, and compare the prices, okay? And always go for the cheaper one, duh. Let's save some money where we can. Disney World is expensive. Also just keeping in mind what time of the year you're traveling, what time of day you need a ride share, that can affect prices as well. You know how to budget. You watched Emma's video, so it's okay. We're gonna be fine. Let's see, right now it is 1:44 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and it is going to take about $50 for me to Uber to Quincy's house. But let's go see Quincy. We made it.
Hi.
We're in Quincy's kitchen.
You're in my kitchen.
I have another bonus tip that's not really for this video for MCO Airport, but I know she'll agree with me on this tip. It really only applies if you're staying off property, I guess, but as soon as you get in your rideshare, DoorDash. Because my Taco Bell got here before I did. And then I got to eat Taco Bell, so.
And I'm having mac and cheese.
Crazy mac and cheese with Greek yogurt and tuna.
It's good.
Okay. All right, sure. Anyways, it's time to have a fun week in Disney World. And after you've had the best, most magical time, it's time for the worst part of the trip, heading home. Picture this. You're leaving your Disney hotel, or wherever you're staying, and open your app to call an Uber or Lyft, only to find that prices have surged to astronomical levels, or worse, there are no available drivers at all. MCO is one of those airports where pre-scheduling your rideshare can save you major stress and money. If you're leaving for the airport during peak travel times, think early morning flights or after a big theme park event, go ahead and schedule your ride in advance. Both Uber and Lyft allow you to do this, and it guarantees you that your driver will be ready when you are. Scrambling for a last-minute ride and watching the clock tick down is not the way to start a travel day. Trust me, I know. Now, MCO is not the kind of airport where you can just roll up last minute and expect to breeze through security. The 3-2-1 rule is your best bet to avoid a mad dash to your gate. 3 hours before departure, arrive at the airport, especially if you're checking bags. I've missed a flight before because the bag check line took too long. 2 hours before departure, be through security. And 1 hour before departure, be at your gate, ready to board. Now let's talk security. There are several TSA security checkpoints, and which one you go to will depend on your gate number. This can get pretty confusing. At Orlando Airport, you'll want to make sure you go through the correct TSA so that you can head to the right area of the airport that has your gate. So again, download that app. The app will give you updates about security wait times, which can be extremely helpful. I would also recommend you download the app of your airline and check the box for receiving updates on your specific flight. You never know if your gate could change, therefore making you head to a different part of the airport. I also feel like I need to tell you to make sure your phone is charged because you're going to need it in the airport. And that would be really bad if your phone died and now you don't have boarding pass. Which again, on that note, make sure your phone is charged, take a screenshot of your boarding pass or print it out if that makes you feel better when traveling. I've also started to notice more fuel rod machines in various airports. I've seen them in the Dallas airports, so that's just something to keep in mind. You can switch out a fuel rod even outside of Disney World. If you travel even semi-frequently, I would say TSA PreCheck and Clear are worth every penny. Security lines at MCO can be unpredictable, although you can check the wait times in the MCO app. But if you've ever found yourself stuck in a long queue with restless kids and tourists, which you have because you just came from Disney World, you know it's not fun. TSA PreCheck lets you breeze through security without removing your shoes or belt or electronics, while Clear uses biometric scanning to get you to the front of the line faster. Clear does not modify the actual security experience, but instead makes the verification process more straightforward. While you do have to pay for these services, the time and stress you can save might be well worth it for you, especially at an airport as busy as MCO. There are stations to enroll in Clear at the airport, but TSA PreCheck has to be done well in advance. TSA PreCheck is around $75, but it lasts for 5 years. But there's still a way to skip the long security lines for free. MCO Reserve is a free program that allows you to book a time slot to go through security, helping you to avoid long waits. Simply go online to mco.clearme.com, reserve your time, and show up at the designated checkpoint during your slot. If you don't have PreCheck or just want extra peace of mind, this is a must-do. MCO Reserve is available from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. and if you have a flight departing between 6:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m., you're eligible to book a reservation. Now, you might not always have time to grab a snack or a full meal before your flight, depending on many factors. But if you use the 3-2-1 rule, like I tell you, then you most likely will have time. Today, this morning, it wasn't very busy. It took about 40 minutes total for me to drop off my checked bag, go through security, get to my actual terminal, and walk up to the Starbucks to order my food. Now, my coffee didn't take long at all, but the sandwich kind of took a couple minutes to make. But anyways, all that to say, I'm sitting at my gate an hour and a half before we board. So I'm gonna have time to chill. But you can also check out airport lounges if you have the time. A lot of the time you can get access to your specific airline's lounge, or maybe if you have a certain credit card, going to their lounge and hanging out for a little bit. But there's also an MCO specific lounge called The Club. There are 2 locations and you can grab a pass for $50. Complimentary refreshments are available to all guests and include light snacks, juices, soft drinks, and alcoholic beverages. Now, I've never done this before, but maybe I should on my next trip, to review it for you and to show you what it's like. You would want that, right? I mean, I think I'll have to do it at some point. For you. And when you start to get sad, just start mentally planning the next trip. That's what I do. I already know when I'm coming back. It helps a little bit. Now, if you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. Please like this video and type this secret code in the comments below so I know you're still here. And be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss my next Orlando video called What Is I Drive? Ooh, very exciting. Sage and I filmed it this trip. It got pretty crazy. Thanks for watching. See you next time.